What if your life became so steady, so well ordered, that confusion no longer controlled you, you commanded it? Imagine rising each morning knowing what must be done, where to place your energy, and how to move through the day without waste or worry. That kind of balance is not a gift of chance. It's the result of discipline, patience, and the decision to stop living by impulse. Most people stumble through their days pulled by every passing urge. They rush from one thing to another, never truly present, never truly prepared. But those who learn to bring order to their lives, they move differently. They live by rhythm, not reaction. They understand that time, when used with intention, expands, and that peace comes not from idleness, but from clarity. This is not a call for perfection, it's a call for mastery. Leonardo da Vinci said, "One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself." Plato taught, "The first and best victory is to conquer self." And Seneca reminded, "No man was ever wise by chance. They all spoke of the same truth." An organized life begins with an organized mind. In a few moments, you will learn how to bring structure to your world, how to place things where they belong, arrange your thoughts before your tasks, and give every hour a purpose. You'll discover how simplicity sharpens strength, how routine breeds freedom, and how a steady mind commands even the busiest day. Because once order takes root within you, chaos loses its grip. Your focus deepens, your confidence grows, and your path clears before you like a river guided by its banks. So from today, choose order over impulse, because a life in harmony is a life of quiet power. 1. Write down what matters most. Your mind holds many thoughts every day, hundreds of thoughts, maybe thousands. Some thoughts are important, some are not. Some thoughts help you become who you want to be. Other thoughts waste your time and energy. But when everything stays in your head, it all feels equally important. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a big important thought and a small useless thought. This makes you confused and tired. Think about water. When water is in the ocean, you cannot hold it or drink it. It is too big and too spread out. But when you put water in a cup, you can hold it, you can drink it, you can use it. Writing your thoughts down is like putting water in a cup. It takes something big and shapeless and makes it useful. Writing helps you see clearly. Your thoughts stop swirling around in your head. They become real words on real paper. You can look at them, you can think about them. You can decide which thoughts matter and which thoughts do not matter. Take a piece of paper right now. Write down the 3 most important things in your life. Do not write 10 things. Do not write 20 things. Write only 3. This forces you to think hard about what really matters. Maybe it is your family, your learning, and your health. Maybe it is your friends, your dreams, and your faith. Maybe it is something else. Only you know what matters most to you. When you write these things down, they become real. You can see them with your eyes. They are not just fuzzy thoughts anymore. They are words. They are real. You can think about them clearly now. Abraham Lincoln carried a notebook everywhere he went. In his coat pocket, in his bag, always with him, he wrote down his thoughts and goals. He wrote down things he wanted to remember. He wrote down ideas for speeches. This simple habit helped him become one of the greatest leaders in history. He could have kept all his thoughts in his head, but he knew that writing made thoughts more powerful. When you know what matters most, you can say no to things that do not matter. Someone asks you to do something. You think about your 3 most important things. Does this new thing help you with what matters most? If yes, maybe you say yes. If no, you say no, thank you. You stop wasting time on activities that do not help you reach your goals. You stop doing things just because other people want you to do them. I know a person who felt lost and confused every day. They did not know what they wanted. They said yes to everything. They felt tired all the time. Then someone told them to write down what matters most. They wrote down 3 things: their children, their health, and their art. Just 3 things. Suddenly everything became clear. When someone asked them to do something, they thought about their three things. If it did not help with those three things, they said no. After 1 year, their life completely changed. They spent time with their children every day. They exercised and ate better food. They created beautiful art. Most of their dreams came true. Writing makes your thoughts powerful. It turns wishes into plans. It turns confusion into clarity. Start today. Get a piece of paper. Write down what matters most to you. Only 3 things. Look at those 3 things every morning. Let them guide your choices. 2. Set simple daily goals. Every morning, you wake up with a choice. You can let the day happen to you, or you can make the day work for you. Most people let the day happen to them. They wake up with no plan. They do whatever feels easy or whatever other people want them to do. At the end of the day, they feel tired, but they cannot remember what they did. They did not accomplish anything important. This is a sad way to live. Setting simple daily goals gives you power over your time. You decide what matters today. You decide what you will accomplish. The day does not control you. You control the day. But here is the important part. Do not make big, impossible goals. Many people fail because they make goals that are too hard. They say, I will clean my whole house, finish all my homework, exercise for 2 hours, cook a fancy dinner, and read an entire book. These goals are too big. Nobody can do all of this in one day. When you fail to reach impossible goals, you feel bad about yourself. Make small goals that you can finish. Write down 3 things you want to do today. Only 3 things. Maybe it is finishing your homework, cleaning your room, and reading for 20 minutes. These goals are possible. You can actually do them. When you finish each goal, cross it off your list. Draw a big line through it. This feels wonderful. Your brain celebrates every small win. Chemicals in your brain make you feel happy and proud. This good feeling makes you want to set more goals tomorrow. Thomas Edison set daily goals in his workshop. He wanted to try 1 new idea every day. Just 1 idea. Not 10 ideas, not 100 ideas, 1 idea. This habit helped him invent the light bulb and many other things. He failed thousands of times, but he kept going because he met his daily goal every single day. He tried 1 new idea. Some days the idea did not work, but he still met his goal. He still crossed it off his list. When you set daily goals, you stop wasting time wondering what to do next. Have you ever spent an hour just thinking about what you should do? Your mind goes in circles. Should I do this? Should I do that? What is most important? This thinking wastes so much time. But when you set daily goals, you already know what to do next. You have a plan. You wrote it down. You just look at your list and do the next thing. I know a person who never set goals. They woke up every day and just did whatever happened. They felt tired and frustrated all the time. They never felt like they accomplished anything. Then someone taught them to set 3 daily goals every morning. They started simple, 3 small things every day. At first it felt strange, but after 1 week, something changed. They finished most days feeling proud instead of tired. They could look at their list and see what they accomplished. They crossed off 3 things, 3 real things that made their life better. After 1 month, they could not believe how much they got done. Simple daily goals turn ordinary days into winning days. Every day becomes a day when you accomplish something. Every day becomes a day when you can feel proud. Try it tomorrow morning. Write down 3 simple goals before you start your day. 3. Wake up with purpose. The first hour of your day shapes everything else. This is not just a nice saying, it is true. Scientists who study the brain have learned this. When you wake up without a plan, you drift through the morning feeling lost. You lie in bed too long. You move slowly. You cannot decide what to do first. You waste the best hours of your day. Your mind feels foggy. By the time you feel ready to do something useful, half the day is gone. But when you wake up with purpose, everything changes. You feel alive. Energy moves through your body. Your mind feels sharp and clear. You know why today matters. You have a reason to get out of bed. This reason pulls you up and gets you moving. Before you go to sleep tonight, decide why tomorrow matters. This takes only 2 minutes, but it changes your whole morning. Maybe you will learn something new tomorrow. Maybe you will help someone who needs your help. Maybe you will practice a skill that you want to get better at. Maybe you will finish a project that you have been working on. Give yourself a reason to get out of bed. Write it down if you need to. Put the paper next to your bed. When you wake up, you will see it. You will remember why today matters. Ernest Hemingway woke up every morning at dawn to write. The sun was just coming up. The house was quiet. Everyone else was still asleep. He sat at his desk and wrote for several hours. He did his best work in those quiet early hours. He had a purpose. Every morning his purpose was to write. He did not wonder what he should do. He did not waste time deciding. He woke up knowing exactly why the day mattered. This purpose helped him write some of the most famous books in the world. You need a purpose too. Your purpose does not need to be as big as writing famous books. It just needs to be real to you. It needs to matter to you. Maybe your purpose tomorrow is to make your mother smile. Maybe your purpose is to learn 10 new words. Maybe your purpose is to draw one picture. Maybe your purpose is to practice piano for 30 minutes. The size does not matter. What matters is that you have a reason. When you wake up with purpose, you do not waste time wondering what to do. You already know. You decided last night. Your purpose is waiting for you. You jump out of bed ready to start. Your body moves faster. Your mind thinks more clearly. You feel excited instead of tired. Other people notice the change in you. They see that you move with intention. They see that you know where you are going. I know a person who woke up every day feeling sad and tired. They did not want to get out of bed. They felt like their life had no meaning. Every morning felt the same. Then someone told them to wake up with purpose. They started small. Every night before sleeping, they decided on one simple purpose for tomorrow. Maybe their purpose was to make one person smile. Maybe their purpose was to take a walk outside. Just one simple thing. This small change transformed their whole life. They became happier and more organized. Mornings stopped feeling heavy. Mornings started feeling exciting. Tomorrow morning, wake up with a reason. Decide tonight why tomorrow matters. Write it down. Put it somewhere you will see it. When you wake up, read it. Remember why today matters. Then get up and live your purpose. 4. Make a daily routine and protect it. Your life gets easier when you do the same good things every day. This is called a routine. Most people think routines are boring. They think routines take away their freedom, but this is wrong. Routines actually give you more freedom. They save your energy for the things that really matter. Think about a routine like a path through the forest. Imagine you need to walk through a thick forest full of trees and bushes and rocks. The first time you walk through this forest, it is hard. You must push through branches. You must climb over rocks. You must decide which way to go. This takes lots of energy. But if you walk the same path through the forest every day, something happens. The path becomes smooth and easy. The grass gets worn down. The rocks get kicked away. Soon you can walk the path without thinking. Your body knows where to go. You save all that energy you used to spend pushing through branches and deciding which way to go. Make a routine for your morning and your evening. Maybe you wake up, make your bed, wash your face, eat breakfast, and read for 15 minutes. Do these things in the same order every day. Your brain will learn the pattern. Soon you will not need to think about what comes next. Your body will know. You will do these things without using up mental energy. This is important because your brain only has so much energy every day. When you waste energy deciding what to do next, you have less energy for important things. George Washington followed the same daily routine for years. He woke up at the same time every day. He ate breakfast at the same time. He checked on his farm at the same time. He read at the same time every evening. This routine helped him lead an army and run a country. People knew they could count on him because he was steady and reliable. His routine gave him a strong foundation. When you protect your routine, you protect your success. This means you do not let other people pull you away from your daily habits. Someone wants you to stay up late. You say no because your routine says you go to bed at a certain time. Someone wants you to skip your morning reading. You say no because reading is part of your routine. This does not mean you are mean or unfriendly. It means you value your routine because you know it makes your life better. I know a person who had no routine at all. Every day was different. They never knew what time they would wake up. They never knew what they would eat for breakfast. They never knew what they would do next. They felt scattered and disorganized all the time. Then someone explained how routines work. They decided to create a simple evening routine. Every night at the same time, they laid out tomorrow's clothes. They wrote 3 goals for tomorrow. They read for 15 minutes. Then they went to bed at the same time every night. At first, following this routine felt hard. They wanted to stay up late. They wanted to skip steps, but they kept doing it anyway. After 2 weeks, something amazing happened. The routine started to feel natural. Their body knew what came next. They did not have to think about it anymore. After 1 month, their evening routine felt easy and automatic. Then they added a morning routine. Within 3 months, they became the most organized person I know. Their routines saved them so much time and energy that they actually had more freedom than ever before. They had energy for fun things because they were not wasting energy deciding what to do. Start with one simple routine, maybe a morning routine or an evening routine. Pick 3 or 4 things to do in the same order every day. Do this for 2 weeks, even when it feels hard. After 2 weeks, it will start to feel natural. Protect your routine. Your routine protects your success. 5. Finish what you start. Starting something new feels exciting. Your mind fills with big ideas. You imagine how great it will be when you finish. You feel energized and motivated. You tell people about your new project. They get excited too. The first day or the first week feels fun and easy. You make fast progress. You feel proud of yourself. But excitement fades. It always does. The middle part of any project is hard and boring. You have been working for a while, but you are not done yet. The project stops feeling new and exciting. Now it just feels like work. This is where most people quit. They start 10 things and finish none. They start learning to play the guitar, but quit after 2 weeks. They start writing a story, but never finish it. They start organizing their room, but give up halfway through. They always have many projects going, but never complete any of them. This habit destroys your confidence. Every time you quit, you tell yourself a story about who you are. You tell yourself that you cannot finish hard things. You tell yourself that you are not the kind of person who keeps going when things get difficult. You tell yourself that you are a quitter. Even if you do not say these words out loud, your brain is learning this lesson every time you quit. After quitting many times, you stop believing in yourself. You stop starting new things because you know you will just quit anyway. But every time you finish something, you become stronger. You prove to yourself that you keep your promises. You prove that you do not give up when things get hard. You prove that you are the kind of person who finishes what you start. This proof builds your confidence. Every finished project is evidence that you can do hard things. Charles Dickens finished every book he started writing, even when he felt tired or stuck. Some days he did not want to write. Some days he felt like his writing was terrible. Some days he wanted to quit and start a different book, but he kept going. He knew that finishing was more important than starting. He knew that the world only remembers finished books, not started books. His discipline gave the world some of the greatest stories ever written. When you finish what you start, people begin to trust you. They know you will do what you say. They know you do not give up. They know they can count on you. But even more important, you begin to trust yourself. You know you can rely on yourself. When you think about starting something new, you do not feel afraid. You know you can finish it because you have finished things before. Choose fewer projects, but finish all of them. Many people have 10 projects going at once and finish none of them. Be different. Have only 1 or 2 projects. Give them all your attention. Finish them completely before starting something new. This is how you build a life of completed projects instead of a life of abandoned dreams. I know a person who started learning to play the piano. They were excited at first. They practiced every day for a week. Then the excitement faded. Practicing stopped being fun. It became work. Some days they did not want to practice at all. Their fingers hurt. The songs sounded bad. They felt frustrated. They wanted to quit and try something else. But they remembered that quitting would hurt their confidence, so they kept going. They practiced even on days when they did not feel like it. They practiced even when it was hard. After 2 years, they could play beautiful music. People asked them to play at gatherings. They felt so proud of themselves. The secret was finishing what they started. Today, look at what you have started. Look at all your unfinished projects, all the things you began but never completed. Pick one thing, just one. Finish it completely before you start anything else. Show yourself that you can finish what you start. 6. Learn to say no. You cannot do everything. This is a hard truth that many people do not want to accept. You cannot help everyone. You cannot go to every party or join every group. You cannot say yes to every request. There are not enough hours in the day. You do not have enough energy. When you say yes to everything, you end up doing nothing well. You feel tired, frustrated, and angry all the time. You wonder why you never have time for what matters most. The answer is simple. You say yes to too many things. Learning to say no is one of the hardest and most important skills in life. It feels mean to say no. You worry that people will not like you. You worry that you will miss something fun. You worry that you will let people down. These worries keep you saying yes to things you do not want to do. You say yes, and then you feel angry at yourself. You say yes, and then you have no time left for what really matters. When someone asks you to do something, pause. Do not answer right away. Think about your goals. Think about what matters most to you. Remember those 3 most important things you wrote down. If this new thing does not help you reach your goals, say no. You do not need to be mean about it. You do not need to explain yourself for a long time. Just say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I cannot do this right now." That is enough. You do not owe people a long explanation. Theodore Roosevelt said no to many requests so he could say yes to the things that mattered most. People wanted his time and attention all day long. They wanted him to go to meetings. They wanted him to read their letters. They wanted him to help with their projects. If he said yes to everything, he would have had no time for the important work of being president. So he said no. He protected his time. He became president because he knew what mattered and he said no to everything else. When you say no to small things, you have time and energy for big things. Think about your time like a bucket. You can only fit so much water in a bucket. Every time you say yes to something, you pour water into your bucket. Small yeses are like small amounts of water. Big yeses are like big amounts of water. When your bucket is full, it is full. No more water fits. If you fill your bucket with small, unimportant things, you have no room left for big, important things. But if you say no to small things, your bucket has plenty of room for big, important things. I know a person who said yes to everything. Someone asked them to help with a school project. They said yes. Someone asked them to join a club. They said yes. Someone asked them to help clean up after an event. They said yes. Someone asked them to go to a party. They said yes. They said yes, 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 yes all the time. They felt tired and angry all the time. They never had time to do what they really wanted to do. They never had time for their own dreams. Their bucket was always full of other people's water. Then they learned to say no. The first time they said no, their heart beat fast. They felt scared. They worried the person would be angry. But the person just said okay and asked someone else. Nothing bad happened. The person who said no felt free. They felt powerful. They said no again the next week. It got easier. After saying no 10 times, it felt almost natural. After saying no 20 times, they wondered why they ever said yes to so many things. Their life became peaceful and organized. They had time for what mattered. They had time for their family. They had time for their own projects. They had time to rest. They stopped feeling tired and angry. They felt happy and calm. Saying no gave them their life back. Practice saying no this week. Someone will ask you to do something. Think about your goals. If it does not help you reach your goals, say no. It gets easier every time. Saying no is how you protect what matters most. 7. End. Each day by reviewing it. Most people finish their day and fall asleep without thinking. The day ends. They feel tired. They get in bed. They close their eyes. They fall asleep. Tomorrow comes and they do the same things they did today. They make the same mistakes. They waste time on the same useless activities. They never get better because they never think about what happened. But the wisest people do something different. They look back at each day and ask questions. What went well today? What could I do better tomorrow? What did I learn? What made me happy? What made me sad? What was a waste of time? What was valuable? This habit takes only 5 minutes, but it changes everything. When you review your day, you learn from your experiences instead of just having experiences. Think about a person who goes to school every day but never thinks about what they learn. They sit in class, they hear the teacher talk, then they go home. Tomorrow they sit in class again. They hear the teacher talk again. They are in school for years, but they never really learn because they never stop to think about what they heard. Now, think about a person who goes to school and then spends 5 minutes every evening thinking about what they learned. They ask themselves, what was the most important thing I learned today? How can I use this information? What questions do I still have? This person learns so much more even though they spend the same amount of time in school. The difference is the thinking. When you review your day, you see patterns. You notice things you would not notice otherwise. Maybe you notice that you feel happy when you exercise in the morning. You did not realize this before because you never stopped to think about it. But when you review your day, you see the pattern. 3 days this week you exercised in the morning. All 3 of those days you felt happy and energized. The other days you did not exercise. You felt tired and grumpy. Now you know something valuable about yourself. Tomorrow you can choose to exercise in the morning because you know it makes you feel better. Maybe you notice that you waste lots of time in the afternoon. You finish lunch and then you wander around. You feel bored, but you do not do anything useful. You waste 2 hours every afternoon this way. When you review your day, you see this pattern. Now you can make a plan. Tomorrow afternoon, you will do something specific instead of wandering. You will read or practice a skill or work on a project. Reviewing your day helps you see these patterns so you can make better choices tomorrow. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote in her journal every night before bed. She reviewed her day and planned for tomorrow. She wrote about what went well and what went poorly. She wrote about what she learned. She wrote about how she felt. This simple habit helped her do great things. She became one of the most respected women in the world. She changed laws and helped millions of people. She could do all this because she learned from every single day. She never wasted a day. She always thought about her experiences and learned from them. When you review your day, you do not make the same mistakes over and over. Most people make the same mistakes every day. They oversleep because they went to bed too late. Tomorrow they go to bed too late again. They oversleep again. This pattern repeats for years. But when you review your day, you notice this pattern. You see that going to bed late makes you oversleep. You see that oversleeping makes you feel rushed and stressed. You see that feeling rushed makes your whole day worse. When you see this pattern clearly, you can change it. Tomorrow, you will go to bed earlier. You will wake up on time. Your day will start better. I know a person who felt like their life was not improving. Every year felt the same as the last year. They were not getting better at anything. They were not getting happier. They were not accomplishing their goals. They felt stuck. Then someone told them to review their day every night for just 5 minutes. They felt skeptical. How could 5 minutes change anything? But they tried it anyway. Every night before sleeping, they asked themselves 3 questions. What went well today? What could I do better tomorrow? What did I learn? At first, they could not think of much to say, but they kept doing it anyway. After 1 week, they started to notice things. After 1 month, they understood themselves much better. They knew what made them happy and what wasted their time. They knew their strengths and weaknesses. They stopped making the same mistakes over and over. After 1 year, their life was completely different. They had improved in every way. All because they spent 5 minutes every night thinking about their day. Tonight, before you sleep, review your day. Spend 5 minutes thinking about what happened, what went well, what could you do better tomorrow. What did you learn? Write down your thoughts if you want to. This simple habit will change your life. 8. Keep promises to yourself. When you promise something to a friend, you keep that promise. You do not want to let them down. You do not want them to stop trusting you. If you tell your friend you will meet them at 3 o'clock, you show up at 3 o'clock. If you tell your friend you will help them with their project, you help them. If you tell your friend you will keep their secret, you keep it. You know that keeping promises is important. Broken promises destroy friendships. But what about promises you make to yourself? Think about the last promise you made to yourself. Maybe you said you would wake up early. Maybe you said you would eat healthy food. Maybe you said you would clean your room. Maybe you said you would finish your homework before playing. Did you keep that promise? Most people do not keep promises they make to themselves. They break these promises every single day. Many people break promises to themselves without even thinking about it. They say they will wake up early, but they sleep late. They say they will eat healthy food, but they eat candy. They say they will clean their room, but it stays messy. They say they will exercise, but they sit on the couch. They say they will study, but they waste time instead. Every single broken promise makes you weaker. You stop trusting yourself. You stop believing you can change. Think about what happens when a friend breaks their promises to you over and over again. They say they will meet you, but they do not show up. They say they will help you, but they do not help. They say they will do something, but they never do it. After a while, you stop believing them. You stop trusting them. You stop making plans with them because you know they will not keep their word. You feel disappointed and hurt. The friendship weakens. This is exactly what happens inside you when you break promises to yourself. Part of you makes a promise. Another part of you breaks that promise. You stop trusting yourself. You stop believing in yourself. When you think about making a change in your life, you do not believe you can do it. You have broken too many promises. Why would this time be different? You feel disappointed in yourself. Your relationship with yourself weakens. But every kept promise makes you stronger. Every time you do what you said you would do, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you can be trusted. You prove that your word means something. You prove that you have discipline and control. This proof builds up inside you. It makes you confident. When you keep promises to yourself, you start to believe you can do hard things. Start with small promises. Do not promise yourself that you will completely change your life overnight. That promise is too big. You will break it and feel bad about yourself. Instead, tell yourself you will make your bed every morning. That is all. Just make your bed. This is a small promise you can keep. Make your bed every morning for 7 days in a row. When you succeed, you have proof. You kept a promise to yourself for 7 days. You have evidence that you can be trusted. Then make another small promise. Maybe you will drink a glass of water every morning. Keep this promise for 7 days. Now you are keeping 2 promises to yourself. You make your bed and drink water every morning. These small promises build up. After a few months, you are keeping 5 or 6 small promises every day. Your confidence grows. You trust yourself. You know you keep your word. George Washington Carver kept his promises to himself about learning and working hard every single day. He promised himself he would study every morning before dawn. He kept this promise even when he was tired. He promised himself he would work in his laboratory every afternoon. He kept this promise even when he wanted to rest. This discipline helped him become a great scientist. He discovered hundreds of new ways to use plants. He helped millions of farmers. He could do all this because he kept his promises to himself. When you keep promises to yourself, you become the kind of person who does what they say. Other people notice this about you. They see that you have discipline. They see that you keep your word. They trust you with important work because they know you will do it. But even more important, you trust yourself. This trust is the foundation of all success. I know a person who could not keep any promises to themselves. They said they would wake up early every morning. They never did. They said they would exercise 3 times a week. They never did. They said they would save money every month. They never did. They felt terrible about themselves. They felt weak and out of control. They thought they were just lazy and hopeless. Then someone taught them to start with one tiny promise, just one. They decided to drink 1 glass of water every single morning. That was all, not 10 changes. Just 1 glass of water. The first morning they did it, they felt proud. The second morning they did it again, still proud. They kept this promise for 1 week, then 2 weeks, then a month. They could not believe it. They kept a promise to themselves for a whole month. This one kept promise changed how they saw themselves. They thought, if I can keep this promise, maybe I can keep another promise. They added a second promise. Make the bed every morning. They kept both promises. After 6 months, they were keeping 5 promises to themselves every day. Their confidence grew. They started to believe they could change. They became a completely different person, all because they started with 1 small promise. Start today. Make 1 small promise to yourself, something so small you know you can do it. Then keep that promise every day for 1 week. Prove to yourself that you can be trusted. 9. Plan for tomorrow before sleeping. Most people start their morning without a plan. They wake up and wonder what to do first. Should I make breakfast or get dressed first? What should I wear? What do I need to do today? Where did I put my things? They waste the best part of their day deciding and thinking and searching. Their mind goes in circles. By the time they feel ready to be productive, an hour or more has passed. The morning is half gone. They feel rushed and frustrated. But smart people do something different. They plan tomorrow before they sleep. This takes only 10 minutes, but it changes your whole morning. When you wake up with a plan already made, You do not waste any time. You know exactly what to do. You hit the ground running. You feel confident and in control. Before bed tonight, take 10 minutes to prepare for tomorrow. Write down the 3 most important things you need to do tomorrow. Not 20 things, just 3. What are the 3 most important tasks that will make tomorrow a successful day? Write them down clearly. Put the paper somewhere you will see it in the morning. Now you have a plan. Tomorrow morning you will not waste time wondering what to do. You will look at your list and start working on the first task. Lay out your clothes for tomorrow. Choose your shirt, your pants, your socks, everything. Lay them on a chair or hang them where you can see them. Tomorrow morning you will not waste time deciding what to wear. You will not stand in front of your closet feeling confused. Your clothes are already chosen. You just get dressed and go. This saves 15 minutes every morning. 15 minutes! Over a week that is almost 2 hours saved. Put everything you need in one place. Your homework, your books, your keys, your coat, your lunch, everything you will need tomorrow. Put it all by the door or on the table or wherever you will see it in the morning. Tomorrow you will not rush around searching for things. Everything is ready. You just pick it up and leave. Winston Churchill planned each day the night before. He was the leader of a whole country during a war. He had hundreds of important decisions to make every day. If he wasted time in the morning wondering what to do, he would never accomplish everything. So every evening, he planned the next day. He wrote down what time he would wake up, what time he would have breakfast, what meetings he would attend, what work he would do. When he woke up, he knew exactly what his day would look like. This habit helped him lead Britain through very difficult times. When you plan for tomorrow, you sleep better too. Your mind feels calm because you have a plan. You are not lying in bed worrying about tomorrow. You are not thinking, what do I need to do? What if I forget something? What if I am late? Your mind is quiet because everything is planned and ready. You fall asleep faster, you sleep more deeply, you wake up feeling rested. I know a person who never planned ahead. Every morning was chaos. They rushed around their house looking for things. They could not decide what to wear. They forgot important items. They were always late. They felt stressed and frustrated every single morning. They hated mornings. They wished they could just skip the morning and start their day at noon. Then someone taught them to plan for tomorrow before sleeping. They felt skeptical. Planning only takes 10 minutes? That seems too simple. But they tried it anyway. The first night they spent 10 minutes planning. They wrote down 3 tasks for tomorrow. They laid out their clothes. They put their bag by the door with everything they needed. The next morning something amazing happened. They woke up and felt calm. They looked at their clothes already laid out. They got dressed without thinking. They looked at their 3 tasks. They knew what to do. They grabbed their bag by the door. Everything was ready. They left the house on time with no stress. They could not believe how easy and peaceful their morning felt. After 1 week of planning ahead, their mornings were completely different. They stopped feeling stressed. They stopped being late. They actually started to like mornings. They had extra time to eat a good breakfast and read for a few minutes. Their whole day started better because their morning was organized, all because they spent 10 minutes every night planning. Try this tonight. Before you close your eyes, plan tomorrow. Write down 3 tasks. Lay out your clothes. Put everything you need in one place. Tomorrow morning will be so much better. 10. Remove 1 bad habit at a time. Everyone has bad habits. Maybe you bite your nails when you feel nervous. Maybe you stay up too late looking at the ceiling instead of sleeping. Maybe you eat too much candy even though you know it is not good for you. Maybe you put off your work until the last minute and then rush to finish. Maybe you interrupt people when they are talking. Maybe you complain about everything instead of being grateful. These bad habits hold you back from becoming who you want to be. You know this. When you bite your nails, you wish you could stop. When you stay up too late, you wish you would go to bed. When you eat too much candy, you wish you could eat healthy food instead. When you put off your work, you wish you could just do it right away. You want to change. You know you should change, but somehow you keep doing the same things over and over again. Here is the truth that will set you free. You cannot remove all your bad habits at once. This is important, so read it again. You cannot remove all your bad habits at once. Many people try to fix everything at the same time. On Monday, they say, starting today, I will wake up early, eat healthy, exercise every day, stop biting my nails, go to bed on time, finish all my work early, stop complaining, drink more water, read more books, and be nicer to everyone. That is 10 changes at once. Nobody can make 10 changes at once. It is too much. By Wednesday, they have failed at all 10 things. They feel terrible about themselves. They give up completely. If you try to fix everything, you will fix nothing. This is one of the most important lessons in life. Real change happens slowly. Real change happens one small step at a time. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be realistic about what you can do. Pick one bad habit, just one. Look at all your bad habits and choose the one that hurts you the most. Maybe it is staying up too late because it makes you tired every day. Maybe it is eating too much candy because it makes you feel sick. Maybe it is putting off your work because it makes you stressed. Choose the one habit that you most want to change. Focus all your energy on removing that one habit. Replace it with a good habit. You cannot just stop a bad habit. You need to replace it with something else. If you stay up too late, replace that habit with going to bed 30 minutes earlier. You cannot just stop staying up late. You need a new routine to fill that time. Maybe you read for 15 minutes and then go to sleep. This new routine replaces the old bad habit. Do this every single day for 1 month. 1 month is how long it takes for a new habit to start feeling normal. The first week will be hard. You will want to go back to your old habit, but keep going. The second week will be a little easier. The third week will be easier still. By the fourth week, your new habit will start to feel automatic. You will not have to fight yourself as much. When this new habit feels normal, pick another bad habit to remove. Not before. Wait until the first change feels easy and automatic. Then work on the second change. This might take 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. That is okay. Slow change is real change. Fast change rarely lasts. Mark Twain quit many bad habits one at a time. He used to waste hours every day complaining and arguing with people. This habit made him and everyone around him unhappy. He decided to remove this habit. He focused all his attention on it. When he wanted to complain, he stopped himself. He replaced complaining with saying something kind or saying nothing. This was hard at first, but after a few months, not complaining became natural. Then he worked on another bad habit. Over several years, he transformed himself one habit at a time. When you remove one bad habit at a time, you actually succeed. The change sticks. It becomes part of who you are. But when you try to remove 10 bad habits at once, you fail and feel discouraged. You tell yourself you are not strong enough to change. This is not true. You are strong enough. You just tried to change too many things at once. I know a person who had many bad habits. They knew it. They felt bad about themselves. They decided to change everything at once. They made a long list of bad habits to fix. They tried to fix all of them starting Monday. By Thursday, they had failed at everything. They felt hopeless. They thought they could never change. Then someone taught them to pick just one bad habit. They looked at their list of bad habits and chose one, eating candy after dinner every single night. That was all. They would just focus on stopping that one habit. They decided to replace it with eating a piece of fruit instead. Every night after dinner, They ate fruit instead of candy. The first week was hard. They wanted candy so badly, but they ate fruit instead. The second week was easier. The third week, they did not even think about candy as much. After 1 month, eating fruit after dinner felt normal. They had removed one bad habit. They felt proud of themselves. They felt strong. Then they picked another bad habit from their list, staying up too late. They worked on just this one habit for another month. They succeeded. After 1 year, they had removed 12 bad habits. 12! 1 per month. They became a completely different person. People did not recognize them. They were healthier, happier, and more successful, all because they changed one habit at a time. Your turn. Make a list of your bad habits. Choose one, just one. Focus all your energy on removing that one habit this month. Replace it with a good habit. Do it every day, even when it is hard. Next month, choose another bad habit. 11. Remember that order brings freedom. Many people think that rules and organization steal freedom. They think that messy, wild living makes them free. They think that routines are boring. They think that discipline is like a prison. They want to do whatever they want, whenever they want. This sounds like freedom, but it is not. Think about what really happens when your life is messy. When your room is messy, you waste time searching for things. That time is stolen from you. When you have no routine, you waste energy deciding what to do next. That energy is stolen from you. When you stay up too late, you feel tired tomorrow. Your whole tomorrow is stolen from you because you have no energy. When you break promises to yourself, you become trapped by guilt and shame. You feel bad about yourself. Your joy is stolen from you. This is not freedom. This is being controlled by chaos. Real freedom comes from order. This is a truth that many people learn too late in life. The people who seem the most free are actually the most organized. They have time to do whatever they want because they do not waste time on chaos. They have energy for adventures because they do not waste energy on confusion. They have confidence to try new things because they keep their promises to themselves. When your room is clean, you feel peaceful. Your mind feels clear because your space is clear. You are free to think about important things instead of thinking about mess. When you have a routine, you have more energy for adventure. You do not waste energy deciding what to do next. That energy is saved for exciting activities. When you keep your promises to yourself, you have confidence to try new things. You trust yourself. You know you can do hard things. This trust sets you free to take chances. Leonardo da Vinci kept detailed notebooks and organized his studies carefully. He labeled everything. He organized his drawings and writings. He followed a daily routine. Many people think that artists should be messy and chaotic. They think that creativity comes from disorder. But Leonardo proved this wrong. He was incredibly creative and incredibly organized. His order did not limit his creativity. His order freed his creativity. Because his life was organized, he had time and mental energy to create masterpieces. He painted some of the most famous paintings in the world. He invented flying machines hundreds of years before airplanes existed. He discovered secrets about the human body. He could do all this because his life was organized. His order set him free to create. Order does not trap you. Order sets you free. Think about soldiers in the army. They have strict routines. They wake up at the same time every day. They follow the same schedule. Many people think this must feel like prison, but soldiers often say that the routine makes them feel free. They do not waste mental energy deciding what to do. They do not waste time being disorganized. All their time and energy can go toward their mission. The routine frees them to focus on what matters. When you organize your life, you have more time, more energy, and more joy. You stop wasting time searching for things. You stop wasting energy making decisions. You stop feeling bad about breaking promises. All that time and energy and joy comes back to you. You can use it however you want. You can spend it on adventures. You can spend it on learning. You can spend it on helping people. You can spend it on creating beautiful things. This is real freedom. I know a person who thought organization would make life boring. They thought that having routines and rules would steal their freedom. They wanted to be spontaneous and wild, so they had no routines. They did whatever they felt like whenever they felt like it. This sounds fun. But actually, their life became very hard. They were always late because they never planned ahead. They never had enough money because they did not track their spending. They felt anxious all the time because nothing was organized. They actually had less freedom because chaos controlled their life. Then someone convinced them to try organizing their life for just 1 month. They thought it would be terrible and boring, but they agreed to try. They created morning and evening routines. They gave everything in their home a place. They planned each day the night before. They kept promises to themselves. For 1 month, they followed these rules. Something surprising happened. They did not feel trapped at all. They felt free. They had so much more time than before. They were not wasting time searching for things or deciding what to do. They had more energy than before. They were not wasting energy on chaos and confusion. They discovered that they had more time for fun than ever before. They could be spontaneous when they wanted to because their life was not controlled by mess. They could take chances because they had confidence. Order brought them freedom. They never went back to chaos again. Order brings freedom. Start organizing your life today. Make small changes. Create one routine. Organize one space. Keep one promise. These small acts of order will set you free to live the life you want to live. Freedom is not doing whatever you want in chaos. Freedom is having the time, energy, and confidence to do whatever you want because order supports you.